well, with that, let's welcome in Deven Choksey of KRChoksey on the show today, talk about a couple of the fundamental stocks, lots of earnings to go over. Deven, good morning. Great to have you on the show as always. I do actually want to start with the headline news on Tata Motors because that's going to be top of mind for most people, not just the numbers where I think JLR has really fired away, but also on this cancellation of the DVR. Some people are calling it pretty much a buyback to simplify the equity structure in the equity base. What do you make of it, and also the way the swap ratio has been structured in the discounting now?
So, well, good morning, Survi. I think I'll take up one after another those points. The first point, I think, which I basically read from the disclosure statement which Tata Motors made yesterday, and I think that's very pertinent, that they have been observing that there is a gap in the discount between the TVR and the main share price for such a long period of time, which is not the case internationally. And I think that is where probably I think the situation of going with the DVR has not materialized. As such, SEBI after 2009 I think has discontinued offering of differential right shares. So from that perspective too, I think this particular issue which had been done by the company is basically not making much sense for the individual shareholders. But more importantly, apart from I think the arbitrage difference which has narrowed down to around 19% with this particular announcement between the mainland stock and the converted DVR into the mainland stock, I think if you look at the arithmetic, the difference has got narrowed down to 19%, which I believe would remain I think in this particular order till some point of time, because 12-15 months of period is basically asked for the NCLT order to come and thereafter implement it. So that discount would remain, I believe so. So it can probably neutralize the price anywhere around 450 or so for Tata Motors DVR. But having said that part of it, I believe that the underlying statement of Tata Motors, I think at this point of time, to me makes more sense. Basically, they are seeing a larger amount of growth in the business, and probably I think they want to make sure that A, the equity remains consolidated at this point of time. B, there may be some kind of possibility of going forward of creating, I think, some kind of inorganic growth opportunity. That is where probably I think the equity restructuring part is being taken care of at this point of time, apart from the reasons which I see as the arithmetic reasons. So from that perspective, I see the underlying tone of the company and the management demand extremely positive for the prospects going forward. And that's where I think it makes more sense to me. Arbitrage difference will play out eventually in the market price, I explained. But more importantly, the directional call remains extremely convincing in Tata Motors side.
Deven, Jyoti Labs numbers really blew out the lights. Stock was up big time yesterday. Do you track this one, and does it have any implications for others who are yet to report? I mean, Bajaj Consumer, for example.
Honestly, Prashant, I haven't seen those numbers. I think these days numbers comes in battalion, so I think it is difficult at times to catch up with all numbers. Maybe I'll review it and then come back to this.
All right. Hi, Deven. Good morning. What about the big boy, L&T? It had quite a big run because post that buyback announcement that they would be considering it. Straight like the fact that they're working towards the ROE moving towards 18%. But how did you read the numbers and your view post this buyback?
Yeah, Nigel, good morning. Well, I think this is again an important statement which has come out from L&T. I think on one side, of course, they are seeing the strong order book, in which, as a result of which, they are seeing the good amount of growth prospects. That is important, which we have always been counting on. That given the kind of infrastructure story which is unfolding in the country, as well as the renewable infrastructure business which is coming up across the globe, there is no surprise as far as I think their order book going stronger. Maybe in a couple of quarters, I think the order intake was relatively slow, but otherwise, I think it has remained quite strong, and the visibility is of at least 3 years from current date. So that is positive as far as L&T aspect is concerned. The other important aspect is this buyback and consciousness about bringing up the ROE, ROC for the company going forward. That is where I think the valuations do get created. So certain times, I think you require the financial re-engineering also to take place in the balance sheet, wherein you end up creating the wealth for investors. And that's what I guess I think the company is consciously doing. So to me, I think it's a fundamentally positive. On one side, the business prospects are growing. On the other side, I think the corporate management is conscious about creating wealth for investors. So that I think adds to the entire journey of investment, I guess.
Okay, got that. Deven, thank you very much for joining in. A short chat today because so many earnings calls are lined up, but we look forward to more discussions on a lot of these big names in the future. That's the view from KRChoksey. Well, with that